Hello, world. Welcome to
Hello.
Universal Light Pure Love Ministries. We have a special guest tonight that I am so excited to talk to. Somebody that I have been following for a while, and I came across her on Facebook and connected immediately, resonated immediately, got online, bought the book, and wow, we have a lot
Wow.
in common. Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. So welcome Angela Mia White
Thank
tonight.
you.
She is an
Thank you.
author,
Mm-hmm.
a shaman,
Mm-hmm.
energy healer,
Mm-hmm.
and a person that connects and knows how to flow with the universe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, Angela.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And you've been on Todd Medina's channel for a while,
Yes. Yeah.
and
Sarah
you,
Richardson and I have been going live on Todd's Sology or Todd's page. I think it's Todd's page. But yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
mm-hmm. You've been doing your own thing for a while.
Yes, yes, I have. For a few years, I've been doing my shaman work, and I was thrown into this in 2012. I had no idea what was going on, and I started doing shaman work a few years after that. Hmm.
Yeah. So, what happened in 2012 for you to be awakened and try to figure out what was going on?
In 2012, well, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for having this platform for people to be able to get their messages out. I bring my messages out no matter if I'm on a platform or not on a platform. But thank you so much for this, Tammy. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. Thank you. And okay, so in 2012, I got deathly ill. I had no idea what was wrong with me. I think it was June 11th of 2012. It was the day after my son graduated. We had a party for my son graduating high school. And the next day, I could not really, my body was slowing down. A few months later, I couldn't walk anymore. I could hardly talk, barely think. My body was physically dying, and I had no idea. There was no diagnosis. No doctors could figure it out. I went to neurologists, I went to hospitals, I went to doctors. I basically looked up on the internet, why the hell am I so sick? And nobody can tell me why. And I found Dr. Robert Morse. He is a naturopath doctor, and Bella wants to go
Mhm.
outside. Yeah, hold on. I got to let Bella out. I'll bring you with me.
No
So,
problem. I love Dr. Morris. I found him online too, and I
oh,
need
you
to.
found
Yes, yes,
him?
I need to detox, girl, so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's awesome. Hold on one sec. What, Lovey? I'm on live. Yeah, go ahead. It's in my pocketbook. All right, so I'm real, guys. I don't know if you know me, but I'm real. I have a family. I do things. I don't know in there. Look in there. So, in 2012, I got really bad, and I found Dr. Morse, and he told me I was going to heal myself, and I had no idea what the hell he was talking about because I was like, I go to a um regular doctor. I'd go to a doctor and you get sick and you get medicine and you get better. It's kind of how it went. Well, this was completely different for me. And I ended up started juicing. And I did a lot of healing modalities, a lot. um, it's all in my book. I was going to get my book too. Maybe I'll get my book later. But I had to go through a tremendous amount of healing modalities. So, do you want me to keep going?
Yes.
All right. So after that, I started to get better. And as I started to get better, my body was changing rapidly and I started to get better. And then I would hear things. I would hear, be love, be light, just no judgment, be peace. And I'd be like, who is that? What is that? I have no idea what that is. And so, long story short, I started talking to angels and they were communicating with me, and I thought I was going out of my mind. I basically felt that way a lot. Nobody could, I couldn't explain it to anybody. They ended up coming here. They showed themselves to me in my driveway and on the golf course that I am next to, and I couldn't explain that either. And so all these things were happening to me. Like I have like feathers were coming out of my ceiling in my sacred room. I had no like little tiny white feathers. I had a picture in my now it's called my sacred room where I do all my healing work. But I had a picture in there of a poem that Gary wrote me. My husband Gary wrote me about 15 years before this about me being an angel here, and the frame was broken, and they were like long black feathers in the frame, and it wasn't there before. They were long black feathers, and we're like, how did these even get here? We had no idea. So all these quantum type things were happening to me, and I had no idea what was going on. And I went to a shaman. She actually doesn't even call herself a shaman because she feels that that is a very strong word for somebody. I call myself a shaman because I know what I do. And I went to her, and she was kind of telling me, she's like, you're awakening, because I was drawing angels everywhere. I'm like, what is going on with me? I have no idea. I'm going out of my mind. First, I was sick. I was just about dead. And now I'm talking to angels and doing all this work. And so basically, she was telling me, you're awakening. I'm like, what the hell is that? I don't even know what that is. So, this is me now. So this is, it brought me to this point. So yeah, so now I'm a shaman. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm an author. They wanted me to write a book, so I wrote a book. I'm writing a second book. So yeah, and I give out planetary messages pretty much every day now.
That's a whirlwind.
Yeah, it was. It has been since 2012. It has been. When did you wake up?
Oh my gosh. My journey has been odd. I had a slow awakening progress. It just progressed over 20 years. But yeah, I was a Christian minister for 20 years in the Word of Faith movement.
Wow. Okay.
So I've done a little bit of everything, and my favorite thing was working in deliverance ministry and casting out devils and dealing with people and helping people that nobody else wanted to help.
Yeah, I hear you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it was strange. I got kicked out of like 5 churches, but before I decided not to go back.
Well, we know why.
Okay. Yeah.
We're
So
We're
yeah.
here. Yeah.
Yep, we're here. We are here, and you know what? Nobody's going to get rid of us.
Yeah. We can't.
The collective is rising. The collective is rising, and the collective has a voice. And when that voice is spoken, it's going to thunder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Woohoo! I love your beanie. By the way, I love that. It's so cool.
Thank you. Thank you. Tell me where do you think we're going? Where are we right now? And you kind of mentioned before we went on about the harvest.
Yes. Yes. So right now we are the seeds that have been planted here to wake up at the time that you've woken up, to be the new consciousness for new earth. So this is the harvest time right now. We're finding out what we're made of. We're finding out how much we've progressed since we've woken up. So this is basically where we're at right now, is we are fearful. We are a fearful species. We are fearful of everything. We're fearful of ourselves. We're fearful of waking up. We're fearful of death. We're fearful of living. We're fearful of our ego. We're fearful of our occupation. We're fearful of everything. We don't want to come out and say that we're awesome and that we have power and that we can heal people. We don't want to say that. We want to push our power away. And there's no way we can do that anymore. No way. We've come here for this. This is why we're here. We're here for all of this. So in bringing in New Earth is not a wimpy thing. You have to be a strong person to be able to come into New Earth, because you have to know yourself. New Earth is your I am presence. It's being in your I am presence. It's knowing yourself. It's loving yourself. And it's being real, raw, and honest. And that's what I'm known for being real,
Yes.
raw, and honest. And that's
I'm
all
with
it takes to
you.
get there. What's that?
I'm with you.
Yeah, that's it. So right now, what we're doing is resetting our trust in ourselves, resetting
Yep.
ourselves to understand, because this is really hard for people to get their minds around, to be able to go, okay, wait a minute, I was here before and I was doing all this stuff, and now it's kind of 3D stuff, it doesn't resonate with me anymore, and now I'm doing all this stuff. And so it takes a while for your brain to kind of wrap, like to understand all of it. I still don't understand all of it sometimes. Like, really, this is what I do here? This is crazy. And so I still use words like crazy and unbelievable and holy shit and oh my god, and I use everything. I think we're afraid of going to places where other people don't go. I say
Yes.
things that people think. You think the things that I say because I have the guts to say them. A lot of people don't have the guts to say them because after they say them, they have to integrate them. And so integrating isn't fun. It's not a fun process.
No.
But we have to be able to love ourselves enough to be able to trust ourselves enough to be able to understand ourselves enough that we've come here for this purpose. We've come here to do these new things. And
Hmm.
it's nothing like old earth. It's nothing like these 3D relationships or occupations. You have to do what your soul is calling you to do. That's it. You have to
And
do
that
it.
means for a lot of people walking away from everything. And a lot of people don't have the nerve to do that.
Yep.
So they suffer silently because, they've got that nudge that keeps digging at them, that spirit or whatever you want to call it, that
Yep.
message that keeps coming to them that they're not in the right place,
Yep.
that they need to make a right turn, and they don't, and they won't. So they live a miserable life, hating everything and hating everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. So this
Yeah,
is why we have to get real, raw, and honest with ourselves, because this stuff keeps pushing. It's just going to keep pushing until we get like honest. And so sometimes what we don't even realize how much we're not being honest with ourselves. Like,
right.
we don't even realize it until it comes to that time you go, whoa, I've been thinking this all this time, and this is what it really is. So this is what I'm known for. I'm a motivational speaker, but I also talk about my own life. I come out here and I'm real about my own life and what I'm going through in my own life. So right now, twin flames are coming together. And I don't know what people think about twin flames, but that's what's in my life. And so another thing I just want to let people know, if you see this, I don't try to get you to believe anything, nothing. In fact, I encourage you to have your own beliefs and your own thoughts and your own opinions and your own ideas. It doesn't matter if you agree with me or don't agree with me. I don't push people into anything. If you're convincing yourself of anything, that's you. All I'm doing is putting out messages and I'm talking about my own life. That's it. So I try to
Right.
let people understand that first so they can get their mind to understand, like, okay, this is just a message. That's all this is. And anything that your brain is doing, it's doing for you. So just remember that. But twin
Yeah.
flames are coming together again. They're coming together again. And you're starting to understand that you're being walked home to yourself, and it's not easy work. None of this is easy work.
Mm-mm.
So it's huge. It's just huge what's
Yeah.
happening. So yeah, go ahead.
Well, I think you're right on the mark. You're right on the money. I don't know a lot about twin flames.
Uh-huh.
To me, the twin flame is my right and left, the male and female that is within me, and it's coming together to integrate as one. that I don't, when that integration takes place and people realize that they're not male or female, they're just going to flow together and do what's needed to do to live harmoniously on this planet. And you may have a mate and you may not have a mate, but you still have a twin inside of you in the right and left hemisphere of the brain, and that is coming together. It is coming together. So God, it's so big. It's so big. It's coming together that everything is just gonna flow and mesh together, and everything is gonna make sense. There's so much chaos out there right now.
Oh yeah.
So much going on, and what we're seeing is that third world, that third dimension is deteriorating, but yet while it's deteriorating, that we are anchoring in the new earth that is going to come up out of the dust of the desecration of that third dimension. And we're seeing it little by little, and it's beautiful to see. It is beautiful to see the work that is going on in you and in Todd Medina and Sarah and Norma and Aaron and everybody else that is doing these lives on Facebook. Because it was a few years ago, I was preaching on the streets, hell and damnation, and if it's not, it's my way or the highway, So that awakening, oh man, it's so deep when you get it. It's so deep, and you just know that you have to shift up in it and go with it, or your life is going to be misery.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm finding is that, whatever it takes to get you to that point is going to manifest.
It's going to what? Say that again?
Manifest. It's going to manifest. Whatever it takes to break you and get you to that point of surrender, it's going to take place in your life. And that's what we're being called to right now, is the collective, I feel like, is being called to a place of surrender. And people that are new coming in and newly just awakening, and they don't understand what's going on, or they don't know anything. We've been through that, and we can help them in that process. And it's just going to continue to flow.
That's good that you say that, because I forget about how many people are just waking up right now. So I'm hearing a reverb. Is that your thingy? Should I turn it down or something?
Try to turn it down a little, because I don't hear it. You sound perfect on my end.
Oh, good. All right, I'm turning it down. Okay. Yeah, I forget how many people are, awakening. I know that they are, but when I'm talking, I forget that I sound foreign to people. I forget that. And so I'm glad that you said that, because, they have to go back to I have to go back to the bare bones of everything for people someday.
Right.
When they come to me and they go, "What are you talking about?" I go, "Oh, we're coming into New Earth. You didn't know that?"
Yeah.
We're coming into New Earth. They're like,
we are bringing in New Earth. So what do you see the New Earth being?
Me. I am New Earth. It's me. It's consciousness. It's everybody understanding that their consciousness. It's me and my I am presence. It's me being able to go, wow, I'm amazing. One of the things that I tell my group, I have a group now, and one of the things I tell my group is that we need to come up with positive affirmations for every letter in the alphabet. And as many as you can think of for A, B, C, D, E, all the way down, because all those affirmations are the truth. And so we have been told in old earth and programmed in old earth that all this stuff is not the truth. And so when you are saying positive affirmations, you don't really believe them until you integrate them and know them, put them in your I am presence, instill them inside of you. You don't know that it's the truth, but it is the truth. We are awesome and amazing and beautiful and courageous and determined. We are all those things. And that is what New Earth is. New Earth is It's amazing consciousness. It's coming from your head to your heart. It's being able to include everything. It's not we can't take the lower vibrations there. We can't do that. So
Yep.
one of my jobs here is to help people break open. It's to help them break open their own consciousness. And so the things I post, some days people get pissed off at me, and they're really getting pissed off at themselves. They don't know this, but they really are. And
Yeah.
because it's their consciousness. It's not my consciousness in their body, it's theirs. So
Mm-hmm.
it's we're being able to we're learning that our inner child is growing up to be our warrior inside. And so that's one of my jobs that I'm here to do. Yes. What do you see New Earth as?
Um, I see harmony. I see world peace.
Awesome.
I see people knowing, everyone knowing and having confidence in who they are,
Yep.
knowing that we are all a piece of the puzzle,
Mm-hmm.
and that all of us fits together,
Mm-hmm.
and that no one is going to be left out. And every person, when they find where they're supposed to be, it will bring such contentment and such peace that they will be, I don't know, that they will be satisfied being in that place. There's not a lot of satisfaction these days. People are not satisfied with very much that they do, let alone be content in what they're doing.
Right.
I think the new earth is going to be us bringing heaven on earth.
Yeah.
I mean, not only is heaven inside of us, but it will, once we realize it's inside of us, it will manifest outside of us.
Sure.
And,
Yeah.
and that's where we're going to see more people coming together. And the family unit will be as a whole. I don't even see it being as a tribe here and a tribe there.
Mm-hmm.
I see everybody taking their place in the family, and with pure love.
Yep.
And just living in that harmony.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So like you said before, old earth is breaking down. It has to break down all these old programs and everything that we've been taught, and we have to question everything. And so it takes a lot of courage to be able to ask these questions. And so one of the things that, like you mentioned, that you were a Christian minister or something. Yeah. So I was in a Christian church for a while, and I forget how long. It was quite a while, and we were house church leaders, and we would study the Bible with people, and I was trying to get people to come see Jesus and all this stuff. And the main reason was because of fear, basically, because I was believing at that time that if they didn't come and be saved, that they would go to hell.
Right.
Not realizing that hell is already here. And so I've had to go through this whole transformation thing of understanding that I can question anything I want to. And that's what I do. I have the guts to question anything I want. So I question God, and I question Christianity, and I question religion, and I question politics, and I question everything. And so it's helped me to pull out of the matrix of my own mind and be able to be me. And I'm happy in me. So one of the things that's happening in my life is that because my twin flame showed up a couple of years ago, my marriage is breaking down because it was from old earth. And for us to come into new earth together, I have to break down all of our old stuff. And so does my husband, Gary. And if we want to come into this new earth is not just like, a nice passageway to get there. It's a rocky road to get to new earth. It's not easy. And so you have to do the internal work. Like Tammy said, you have to do the internal work that will manifest on the outside. But we have to understand, we have to realize how to do that work. And so that's what I do. I teach people how to do the work.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people that are rising up to do that because it's needed.
Yeah.
it's needed. So many people. I mean, we found out the hard way. And if we can make it a little bit easier for somebody that's coming up,
Yeah.
you know, to learn from examples, we're going to get there a lot faster because they're not going to have to go the hard way.
That'd be
You know,
nice.
they can settle in and take the lesson and see it from different perspectives and integrate that lesson without having to go through the muck and the pain and the agony that some of us have had to go through.
Oh yeah. In my work, one of the things that I do in my work is my team removes miasma, which is this spiritual sludge that is carried on from past lifetimes. And when I go into trances, I see this spiritual sludge be removed, and it's real, guys. It's real.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
and when you are getting triggered by things, you're getting caught up in this miasma stuff. So as this miasma stuff is taking out of you, you're able to be more transparent. And when you're more transparent, when you're more real, raw, and honest like this, it doesn't matter who says anything to you. It really doesn't. You don't really get caught up on anything because you know that you're the only consciousness here. And that's what I go by. This is what I teach people. You're the only consciousness here. So I know right now I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to, I don't know, 100 people or so, but I'm also talking to myself. And I know this. And you have to have enough guts and enough ability to understand that you are talking to yourself, but you're talking to other people at the same time. And so it can drive you mental. And some people have gone in the mental hospital, and some people have gone and they've had episodes. And because of all of this was all talked about, that this was going to happen in this time frame, that people were going to go through these things because of all of this. So it's major stuff that we're doing here. Major stuff.
I see that from such a different perspective now that I've awakened, because people that had those breakdowns and suffered that way when I was in church, it was all coming from the devil. It was a demonic thing. And if they believe that that's a belief system. So that belief system manifests as something real to them. And until they have that aha moment where, you know, it's not something outside of me that's making me do this. It's something inside of me that needs healed and set free. Gosh, but it's coming, you know, it's coming. And so many people are coming out of churches now. They are leaving religion. It seems like every corner has an empty church on it.
Yeah.
And they're wanting something new.
Jesus don't want the wheel. He don't want it. He's saying, here you go. You go drive yourself. So we have to drive ourselves around. We're learning how to drive ourselves around. We've used everything as a crutch. We can't use anything as a crutch anymore. This is free falling. This is like, okay, want to do it yourself? Here you go. Okay. It's scary. And so we're afraid of everything. We're afraid of making money. We're afraid of talking about making money. We're afraid of being in our ego. We're afraid of being awesome. We're afraid of everything.
Yes.
We're afraid of speaking our truth. We're afraid of being honest. We're afraid of having things change in our life. We're just a fearful species. That's what we are. And so we are being pushed. This moon, this awesome moon is pushing us to our truth. It's pushing us. It's pushing us to see, okay, this is the harvest. What have you done so far? Who are you? Do you know? Do you understand who you are? If you're in your I am presence, you understand who you are. If you're not in your I am presence, you don't. You don't get it. And it's okay. But that's what New Earth is. It's your I am presence. It's being confident in your own skin.
Well, you will get it. Sooner or later, you will get it, because the harvest is here. It's ready.
It is. It totally is. Yeah. The harvest is here.
Well, I don't know what happened,
Okay.
but we're still live, but we're not showing on the page.
Oh, cool. All right. Was that just for us?
I have no idea because I'm not a techie person. I went through all the controls here
All right.
that I know of.
So
But
this is why I'm real, because shit happens like this.
Yeah,
You know?
it does happen like this. But it's still being recorded, so I can download it and upload it. That's not an issue, but it doesn't look like
that it's
I have no idea what happened.
That's all right. It must supposed to be like that. Who knows?
Well, shit, we've had an excellent talk.
Yeah, we have.
But it's still going to touch people. It's still going to do what it needs to do.
Of course it will. Of course it will. So, hold on a second. Let me see. Yeah, I can't see us. It's okay. Cool. So, is there anything else you want to talk about? Because if you're going to upload it, people are going to listen anyway.
Yeah, people are going to listen anyway. I want to figure out what happened, so if it's okay with you, I'll go ahead and end the broadcast.
Yeah.
And we'll schedule another time when I can figure this stuff out.
All right, Tam, you're doing great.
Okay, I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much.
You are
for coming on, and I'll make sure that all the links are in when I upload it so everybody can connect, and we'll give it a go again.
I have no clue how to do any of this, so good luck to you.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye, Eddie.